We can tell you what we see. Louisiana State Police, as you said, are on the way, and they're the only ones permitted to speak about what's happening here right now. What I can tell you is Chief Wayne Smith is on scene, as well as the deputy chief. There are 4 vehicles that are Shreveport police, at least, and maybe one undercover type of vehicle. The jury was given 3 different options, finding Watkins guilty of first-degree murder, second-degree murder, or manslaughter on 2 charges. They came back with a verdict of first-degree murder, guilty. Sheriff Steve Prater says that action of stopping and searching the student and recovering a gun from his backpack could have been life-saving. Results were coming in, but when they saw that 100% of the precincts and that unofficial result, the excitement was audible. We're right in the backyard of Louisiana Daiquiri Cafe, and it's really cool that this event is happening tonight because it's running in conjunction with Black Business Month. Well, there's a Tony's tent, and there's also the smell of barbecue in the air, so I'm assuming I'm in the right place. Shreveport mayoral candidate Melvin Slack was served a restraining order just inside these doors by deputies on Monday. Less than 24 hours later, he climbed these steps and filed some paperwork of his own.
On this morning, I did the same thing. I have filed me a petition for her to stop effing with me. You heard me.
A temporary restraining order a woman filed with Caddo Parish courts alleges that Slack threatened her.
On August 6th, we went to a lunch date just to talk about my and I wound up paying for a meal that I wasn't even supposed to pay for.
The restraining order continued, alleging that Slack put her in a chokehold earlier this month, a claim which he denied.
She filed that August the 22nd. It takes 16 days to tell people that I don't put you in a chokehold. Come on, be for real.
Slack says he and the woman contacted each other very rarely, but the protection petition states he called the woman more than 60 times.
This is basically a disgruntled young lady that's mad because I didn't allow her to be a.
The 2 will have their day in Caddo Parish Court to address the allegations.
Won't ever contact her again. Please, I hope she don't contact me.
He also says, for now, the plans to continue his campaign.
As of right now, yes.
You still running?
As of right now, I hadn't made a final decision, but as of right now, yes.
Now, we did some digging while we were here at the courthouse, and we discovered that Slack has 3 protection orders previously filed against him. At this time, all have been dismissed. In Shreveport, Alexandria Savage, KSLA News 12. A case of self-defense.
I knew he was fearing for his life, so he would never pull a gun if he was not.
Now 34-year-old Shreveport native Christopher Dooley, better known as Hurricane Chris, shot 32-year-old Danzaria Ferris Jr. at this former Texaco station on Hollywood Avenue in Shreveport.
I was really, like I said, disappointed. I was somewhat mad, but not angry, you know, because to me, I felt like justice was not served.
Mother of the deceased Ferris says she and her family are trying to move forward following the not guilty verdict. 2 mothers, 2 families forever changed after their sons had a brief encounter.
I got the phone call and I rushed to the scene. At first, I didn't know what had happened. My son was in the back of a police car.
The men stood face to face for less than 2 minutes, that interaction resulting in Ferris being killed.
You have your son, you have your grandson, and you have all your family. But I always remember, I'm still missing my son. He can't come back. I can't see him anymore, but you can see yours.
June 19th of 2020, both arrived at the Texaco minutes apart. Ferris approached a vehicle that had been driven by Dooley and opened the Mercedes S-Class door. That car, the state argued, was owned by Dooley's ex-girlfriend. Dooley then approached Ferris and drew his weapon. Dooley is off camera in this frame of the video, but has his weapon drawn and aimed at Ferris. One state's witness spoke about seeing the 2 men and Dooley looking scared and says he told the clerk there might be a problem outside. Following his purchase, the witness says he returned to his vehicle, and after hearing gunshots, he left the Texaco, he says, trying to put the incident out of his mind. 2023 is the first time authorities reached out to that witness for a statement. Nearly 2 minutes after Dooley and Ferris encountered each other, Dooley fired the weapon, hitting Ferris 6 times, leaving him to bleed out on the ground. Dooley left the Texaco briefly before calling 911 and returned to the Texaco to turn himself in to police on scene. Ferris's mother watched the video with jurors repeatedly during the trial, saying she had to face it. She had this message for Dooley.
I just hope you find in your heart to do right towards everybody.
Throughout the 7 days of testimony, the state called 9 witnesses. A forensic pathologist showed the graphic and gruesome details of Ferris's fatal injuries. He also revealed that Ferris only had caffeine in his system when he died. The defense only called 2 witnesses, including Dooley. During that testimony, he stated, "Yes, I fired the weapon because I was in total fear for my life."
Knowing that you might not walk out with your son was the worst feeling ever. I basically told them we walked in here together and we're going to all walk out together.
Manifesting the outcome of the trial, not guilty of second-degree murder or possession of stolen things.
I was actually standing down the hall when he came out. He grabbed me, we hugged, and I said, "I get to take my boy home."
Something Ferris's mother unfortunately will never be able to do again, but she's choosing to remember him how he was.
The laughs, the tears, the happy times, the good times, the bad times, the sad times, his voice, the things he did. Yeah, we're not going to ever forget him, never.
Neither family will be able to forget this incident, but both say they plan to move forward.